This is NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runner's Alley. This meet brought to you by Demerit Hill Farms in Lee, New Hampshire. Got some apples prime for the picking over there. And we have a showdown for you guys today. Cole Brown hosting Concord. Today joined by Jim McKenzie. Jim, what do you see for today?
Well, I think on both the girls and the boys side, I think we have two of the top teams in the state and some of the top teams in New England. If you look at it, both the Concord girls last year did really well in New England, coming in third, and the boys came in fourth in New England. So this is as good as it gets as a dual meet would go.
I think we've got some regionally ranked teams as well, so that can get really exciting between the two of them. It should be a good head-to-head battle throughout. We do have our girls race first. It should be starting in the next couple of minutes. We have wave starts this year, so on the girls side of things we have 3 different waves going today. The first wave will be the fastest wave. The second wave follows 15 seconds after, and then another 15 seconds for wave 3. On the girls side of things for Cole Brown, Addison Cox, Amelia Edmonds, Sheldon Fisher, Isabel LeMay, Tessa Millette, Natalie Sicard, Mallory Taylor, Elizabeth White, and Samantha LeMay. That is all Cole Brown. Concord side of things,
You got Quincy Boldick, Alexis Christie, Abby Goulis, Sophie Hopkins, Catherine Kennedy, Grace McHugh, Morgan Orcott, Alina Pinkoff, and Katie Watt.
yeah, and it should be a pretty good race up front between Cox and Orcott, I believe. Looks like they just have their last commands. We can see they are spread out, again having a little bit of distance on that line. And they're off. Really hard to see with them spread out who is taking that early lead, but we do see Addison kind of up front for Cole Brown.
And this is actually Concord's first race of the year. And there goes the second group.
Definitely a little bit different of a feel for us this season with it. Roland Carr, Charlotte Cleaver, Cassidy Cleary, Cassidy Taylor. Third group's going. Second group also had Carly Hardy, Anishka Kavar, Chloe Gudas, Olivia Lamper, Christina Millette, Ava Philbrick, and Hannah Willett as well. And then third wave is our smallest of them with only 7 runners in it. And we'll see how these runners are doing at the 1 mile.
This is NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runner's Alley. We're at the 1 mile of the Concord versus Cole Brown duel. Here we see Addison Cox way out ahead. He's coming through at around 5:50. Here we see Catherine Kennedy trying to reel her in. First Concord girl. And then here comes the group. 2 Cole Browns, 2 Concord, 3 Cole Browns. Oh, we got a tight race on our hands. Anyone's race right here. It's Morgan Orcutt going by. Very tight race right here. Concord is listed as the favorites. Home course advantage is very important in a race like this. Now we should be seeing a big gap like this. That's expected because these are wave starts now. So you should see another group coming pretty soon. That is what is expected. Should be here any second. Just as we say that, here comes the next group. There's Anushka Chavda leading the way right there. Here comes Charlotte Cleaver. Rowan Carr. Hannah Willett. So it's looking good right now. It's tight. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out.
Addison. So Addison Cox is leading the way from Cole Brown. Looks good. Kind of a hot day, so it's not too bad.
About halfway through. Temperature in that upper 70s range.
Got about a 100-yard lead.
And I'd say so far this season, that's kind of what she's had. She's yet to be really pushed by anyone. She had Reynolds last race.
Catherine Kennedy coming up next from Concord.
Go, Taco, dig deep, Taco, you got it.
Taking a look through the Concord runners, we do see a couple more girls. We'll catch them on this corner here.
Mallory Taylor and Sheldon Fisher, Sophie Hopkins, Bella LeMay. Looks like an old Southeast meet. So a pretty close race still. Sam LeMay.
Tess Millette.
With Katie Watson there.
Yeah, I think
Abby Goulas.
team-wise, I mean,
Norcott.
they're pretty mixed in there. And they've still got plenty of race. Again, we are about halfway through this course. So I think it's still any team's game at this point.
Lina Pikoski. Quincy Bolduc, Concord. I think it's good just to get that first race. Some of these girls haven't raced in like a year, so. Morgan Arcott was pretty far back.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because this is Concord girls' first race, but Co-Brown girls, most of them it's their third race. Some of the varsity, this is their second race. So, and that's the season is, you know, everyone has a totally different year. Spring-wise, maybe they did their training, maybe they didn't.
Yep.
Summer-wise, same exact thing. So,
I think a few of them got discouraged thinking there may not be a season too.
Right.
And you kind of let off the gas pedal and everybody goes through their own, you know, little quirks, but.
Yeah, and we saw that in the springtime with kids training, and then, you know, they'd slowly decide to ease off of it. There's Libby White, Co-Brown, Wave 1. And now we're at the point where we're going to start seeing a lot more Wave 2 runners, so it'll be a mix of 1 and 2 kind of. And again, Wave 1, that's the clock you see there. Wave 2 is 15 seconds back of that.
Chloe Gudis and Ava Philbrook. Got Rowan Carr. And we got Cassidy Taylor.
And then at the end of the race, the timers will sort it all out with the waves and get everyone the correct time. A lot of different safety procedures in place in order to be holding these meets. And again, it's a dual meet, whereas typically throughout the season, you know, I think, what is this, the weekend that we have Manchester invite?
I think we're a week late, week after that, right? 503 maybe.
I think it
Charlotte
is.
Cleaver.
I think they swapped it, they were going to swap it around, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that kind of gives you a perspective for Concord's first meet of the season.
Again, it is a little hot and humid.
Oh yeah.
Compared to what it was last week.
Most of the course here is in the woods, but they do have this stretch with the sun beating down. This is probably about 200 to 300 meters out in the sun. Obviously we saw the start was in the sun and then the finish slightly different this year to accommodate the wave starts on the track, but we'll see that in a bit.
There's Christina Millette.
Here at Concord, this course isn't the easiest that these runners will see. It's not the hardest either though. It is on more of a challenging side with a lot of ups and downs in the woods. All right, we're gonna go check in with Forrest at the 2 mile.
Here comes Addison Cox at the 2 mile mark. Big lead, she's looking strong.
12:31.
So she's made a big jump from mile 1. The gap is just opened up completely. You can start to see the first girl coming through. And it is, in fact, Catherine Kennedy. She's got to hang on, fight strong. She's still got a gap behind her.
13:04, 13:05.
Look good, Catherine.
13:05.
13:05, and here we see Cole Browns 2 and 3.
Mallory Taylor and Sheldon Fisher coming.
13:18, 13:19, 13:21.
They look strong. Concord's gonna really need to pack it up if they want to win this. Here comes Sophie Hopkins. She's looking strong.
13:32.
13:32 through 2 miles. And now here's Cole Browns 4, 5, and 6.
13:39, 13:42.
The LeMay sisters right there.
13:44.
And here comes Concord. So right now it looks like Cole Brown is definitely ahead of Concord.
13:52.
But we'll see how Concord can bounce back. It's Morgan Orcutt. Let's go, Morgan. Right now, you gotta go now. Alina Pinkos right there. So right now, Cole Brown definitely has it. But we'll see how Concord can do in the last mile. Quincy Bolduck right there.
14:23.
Gracie McHugh. Addison Cox far and away winning this right now. Here comes the second wave right here. And the woods should be a big group. Last time we saw Anushka Chavda leading. Looks like she still is. At about 15:55 at 2 miles. Looks like they're working together to finish out. Here comes Charlotte Cleaver.
Come on, Charlotte.
Coming through around 16:36 through 2 miles.
And Carly Hardy.
Yeah, that's it, Johannes. 16:49. 16:50.
Cassandra Cleary.
Charlotte, you got it. 16:54.
There's Olivia Hassipus. There's Hannah Willett.
17:05.
Coming through around 17:05 through 2 miles. Here comes Kaylee Fitzgerald from Concord.
17:53.
Around 17:53, 2 miles. That's Olivia Lamper.
18:01. Come on, let's go.
She got a big group of Concord back here. That's Fiona Elliott.
18:10.
Christina Millette. This is Evelyn Dearborn.
19:04.
We do see Addison Cox coming into view. Cole Brown's first. This is her 3rd race of the season. She's yet to really be pushed after that 1 mile mark. I think she's definitely missing those invites this year.
Yeah. But the good thing is it's fair across the board for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
So she'll figure her way. She's got another 5 weeks.
Good job, Addie.
Be just under 20 minutes, it looks like. So about 19:56 for Addison Cox.
And second place is not yet in sight.
Not even in the same area code. It still could be maybe Merrimack or something. No, we're in Rockingham. Actually, 3 of the counties are right out, not too far from here.
Yep. Bit of a border here in Northwood, New Hampshire. Home of the Black Bears, as we do see a couple more runners coming into view now.
This is going to be interesting. Couple. Looks like Mallory Taylor.
Mallory Taylor finishing up now.
Followed in by Catherine Kennedy.
Sheldon Fisher. Cole Brown's 3rd. Seeing Concord 2nd.
Yep. Looks like Cole Brown's going to take this meet. Here comes Sophie Hopkins.
So 2 for Concord. This will be number 4, 5, and 6 for Cole Brown coming onto the final stretch now. Tessa Millette.
Good job, Tessa. All the way through, all the way through. Good job, Bella.
Bella LeMay.
Come on, Bella. Good job, Bella. Nice job. Good job, Amelia.
Amelia Edmonds. So Cole Brown will win this one. Concord with another runner.
Katie Watt. Alexa Christie. Abby Goulis coming up next. Morgan Arcott just being passed right now by her teammate Alina Pikoski. Concord's got some work to do to get back onto where they were, but it is first meet, so.
Oh yeah, and again, everyone's training this year is a little bit different. Natalie Sicard finishing for Cole Brown now.
She looks decent. Some more Concord, Quincy Boldick.
It is good to see them this close together. It tells me that they might have been working together and then having a little bit of a
Exactly.
kick. So anytime you can do that this early in the season, early/late, we should say.
Quincy Boldick, Gracie McHugh.
We've got a bit of a gap, which is probably indicating we're at that wave 1 to 2. Might still have some wave 1 runners. Definitely gonna start seeing some wave 2 runners as well. Again, that gap was 15 seconds. The time on the clock that you're seeing right now is with wave 1. So for wave 2, you just subtract 15 seconds. Wave 3, you subtract 30. Those starts are typically right about 15 seconds. Sometimes it might be 16, 17 as well. So just keep that in mind. The official times, of course, will be posted, keeping in mind that wave start, that staggered start. That's a big gap, though.
That's a real big gap. But it is fastest to slowest, because if you did it the other way, everybody would
You'd
be bunching up.
coming in all together.
Yep.
So that's the way we got to do it this year, and so far it's been working well enough. So I think Concord was favored over Co-Brown on the girls' side of things. So this might switch it up, but again, I don't know if we can say it enough. It is early for them.
Yeah, it is pretty early.
I don't expect the team we saw here today for Concord to be the same team come states and media champs. Anishka for Co-Brown.
Looks like a fine runner right there. That's Rowan Carr.
Again, it is a bit warm out today.
Ava Philbrook. Chloe Gudas, Concord. Both pretty good sized teams, both of them.
Oh yeah. You know, and this year especially, you never knew who was going to come out, what your numbers were going to be. Might be kids coming from different sports. So we got a little bit of a kick going here.
Sandra Clary. I'm kicking Charlotte Cleaver, the battle of the CC girls.
Must be cross country.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good luck.
Ladies competing. There's a few athletes still left out there coming down the line right now. Nice work, everybody. Boys racing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't know if you're getting kids from other sports, that the sports might be more in question. Cross country, of course, cross country is designated as a low risk here in New Hampshire. So it's just one of those things. And you might have kids who were on the team last year, not doing it this year. A lot of different reasons.
Right.
So anytime you get some good sized teams going, you're happy to see that.
They'll get it all figured out before the end of the season. The only thing is there just isn't as many meets this year, you know, as there was last year. So you kind of got to take the meets that you got,
Right.
and be fairly serious with it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of time to mess around. I know, you know, beginning of the season, a lot of times the team might have their varsity tempo, their JV team or something similar like that, get the teamwork, help those younger runners with it. This year, you're not really given that opportunity.
No. You know, and then in practice, you got to have some organized speed works that are like race specific. Because it's hard to mimic adrenaline.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you're getting in there, and that really means a lot. And race tactics, especially when you know your teammates in and out, and you know you're trying to build them up too. You're not going to sit on them and kick them, and you know some of that stuff you have to work on in the woods and have some alone time out in the woods. Try to figure your own strategies.
Yeah, and again, running at a dual meet versus an invite, when you're kind of new to the sport, dual meet, you might be out in the middle of nowhere, whereas
Right.
an invite, you're going to have people running at your pace.
This is a little bit more old school, because I know when we were competing in the 70s and 80s, we didn't have as many. You know, you had Manchester Invitational, but we didn't have the invitationals that you have now. I mean, now there's so many.
Yeah, it's funny. For the most part, I felt like dual meets were kind of those tune-up type situations where you figure out something with those factors you were talking about, like the adrenaline. But there were still teams that took it pretty seriously. Some head-to-head battles, especially D1. We saw they would still have some rivalries going.
It's just the worry is you get some young kid who's in your top 7 that hasn't been into a big race, a newer kid.
Yeah.
But he's he's talented, and you see how when he lines up. Well, it'll be a little bit different this year either way.
Right. Well, I mean, you think about it. Typically at Black Bear on this course, Big Invite, they have 9 runners in that varsity pool instead of the 7. So you can kind of start to make that distinction between who should be in that top 7 in a big race. And this year, that's not a thing.
No.
Again, this is the course of Black Bear. The course is slightly different than normal. We see normally they just go straight down the track. This time they're going around that curve and on this straightaway instead. Part of that is just the end corral. There is no corral. They finish and they're moving on. And part of it is just the wave start, push that start line back just a little bit as well.
So that was the reason for the slight change?
Yeah. I kind of like it better.
Yeah, the less track, the better, as far as I'm concerned.